Alright, hello and welcome to another product review. Now, I previously recorded a product review for this, and at first I gave it some fairly good recommendations, but after having used one of the tips for a little bit, I have to retract my previous good review and give it a terrible review. Now, I picked these tips up from Banggood, link in the description below, but I really don't think you should buy one. And I got these with that soldering iron, this one, from a previous review. I was actually very pleased with this soldering iron for its price. And I was very pleased with these. Good selection of tip styles. They're the ones that socket over top of the heater core, which I like that style of soldering iron and soldering iron tip. And I thought, hey, these are pretty good. And then I used one. And I used this tip, this one specifically, for about an hour and a half. I was soldering some capacitors together, standard soldering work, nothing too heavy. I had my soldering iron set to 330 degrees, which is actually a little warmer than I normally solder, but that's a lot cooler than a lot of people will solder. And as I was going along, and if you've watched my live stream where I was building the ionizer, I noted that the tip of the soldering tip iron was starting to develop a concave in it. I'm going to get up close here so you can actually see this. Hopefully it'll focus. Come on. Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to throw it into manual focus so I can do this on my own. There we go. So, see the tip there, how it's gone concave? Well, that's not supposed to happen. The only reason that would happen would be if the tip was not hit the wrong button. The only reason that would happen is if the tip had not been constructed properly. And the way tips are supposed to be constructed is they're supposed to have a copper core for good heat conduction, an iron coating on top of that for strength, and then on top of that they'll coat it with nickel, and then at the very tip they'll coat it in pure chrome or chrome nickel. And that combination of platings and coatings makes a soldering iron tip very resistant to corrosion, especially when they add the chrome to the tip. This is critical in the construction of a soldering iron tip. As you can see, these were not constructed correctly. They're, I don't know, I'd have to get a metallurgist to test it to see what they are, but I'd assume they're probably just iron, or maybe, I don't know, something crazy like aluminum. I haven't put a magnet to these to see if they're ferromagnetic, and I don't have one to hand. But either way, we can see that it wasn't constructed correctly because of this concave etching at the tip. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, maybe you're using crappy solder or crappy flux. And that's a very valid question, but anyone who has seen me work on this channel will recognize these two items. This is solder and flux from MG Chemicals. They are a huge company. They do everything from solder to flux to etching chemicals to 3D printing filament. They do a lot of stuff. They know what they're doing. This is high quality materials. So it's not MG Chemicals' fault that this iron tip was chewed away. And I keep forgetting to put my logo in here, so I'm just going to throw that in there. There we go. My little watermark there so people don't copy my videos. Anyway, so all in all, an absolutely terrible product. In order to post this video on Banggood, I have to put a link in the description below, so go ahead and have a look if you want. Don't buy them. Even what I spent, the $7 for, you know, for this package as the package deal with the soldering iron, these aren't even worth 10 cents, so don't buy them. Anyway, if you liked the video, give me a like or start a conversation in the comments below. If you haven't already, click here to subscribe to my channel. Over here, I'll put a video that YouTube thinks you'll find interesting based on your watching habits. Right over here will be my product reviews playlist. And right here will be a link to my Patreon in case you'd like to pledge a couple of dollars a month to help me out. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.